in her Cup debut. A deal that just came together within the last 2 weeks for her to race here at Phoenix. Oh, around she goes.
Hang on to it.
No.
Took out Suarez with it.
Trying to miss Josh Berry. Daniel Suarez is involved in Katherine Legge's second spin of the day.
She was doing fine, guys. I feel like we jinxed her. Right as we put the camera on her.
And
Yeah,
that
Got
took
up a
out.
little high, and
Man, that's a tough break for Suarez.
Yep.
Put him in a position to run up there in the top 10, running sixth. And
Josh Berry was lapping her. She just come up and got into the side of him, spun out.
Katherine Legge made history on March 9, 2025, becoming the first woman to compete in NASCAR's Cup Series since Danica Patrick in 2018. The 44-year-old driver from Guildford, England, piloted the number. 78 Chevrolet for Live Fast. Motorsports at the Shriners Children's 500 at Phoenix Raceway. Her debut marked a significant milestone as she joined the exclusive group of only 17 women who have ever competed at NASCAR's highest level. The anticipation surrounding Legge's debut created substantial buzz within the racing community. With her extensive background in motorsports, including IndyCar and sports car racing, expectations were measured but hopeful. However, her journey on race day would prove more challenging than anticipated, testing both her resilience and racing prowess. Legge's Cup Series debut encountered immediate difficulties. Just 4 laps into the race, she experienced her first major setback when she lost control of her car in turn 2 and spun out. This early incident brought out the first caution flag of the day and immediately placed Legge in a defensive position. Following the spin, Legge communicated candidly with her team over the radio. "Hey guys, I'm sorry. I'm so tight. I have so much wheel in it that it got loose on exit, but it's because I'm so tight." The technical challenge she described, having a car that was simultaneously tight in the corners but loose on exit, represents one of the most difficult handling conditions for any driver to manage. Her team responded with encouragement. "Take a deep breath, shake it off, car's fine, it's all learning, every lap, no harm, no foul." This supportive exchange highlighted the developmental nature of Legge's debut, with both driver and team viewing the experience as a valuable learning opportunity regardless of the outcome. After the initial setback, Legge and her team worked diligently to improve the handling of the number, 78 Chevrolet. The overnight changes to the car setup had proven problematic, but the team made progressive adjustments throughout the race that yielded positive results. Reacting to her race, she said, "We made some changes to the car overnight, and they were awful. I was hanging on to it late in the first stint. It was so loose. We kept making adjustments and making it way more stable for me."
Yeah, it was a really rough start. We made some changes to the car overnight, and they were awful. I was hanging on like the first stint. It was so loose. And I was just hanging on to it, and then we kept making adjustments, and we kept making the car way more stable.
These ongoing adjustments gradually improved the car's performance. Legge managed to stabilize her race and began logging consistent laps. She climbed to the 28th position, demonstrating improved pace as the race progressed. By the later stages, she reported that the car felt relatively quick compared to the field, indicating significant progress from the difficult start.
In the end there, I think we were relatively quick compared to the field, so...
Despite the improvements, Legge's debut came to a premature conclusion on lap 216. Running in 28th place and 3 laps down, she made contact with Josh Berry as he approached from the outside lane in turn 2. The contact sent Legge's car spinning down the backstretch, in the same area where she had experienced her earlier spin. As Legge's car spun sideways across the track, Daniel Suarez, who was running in 6th place, had nowhere to go and collided with her. The impact was substantial, with Suarez hitting Legge's car head-on. While Suarez's car sustained damage, he managed to continue the race after meeting the minimum speed requirement. Legge's car, however, suffered a broken left rear toe link and was too damaged to continue. The Fox Sports broadcast team provided immediate commentary on the incident. "She was doing fine, guys. I feel like we jinxed her," said Clint Bowyer, right as we put the camera on her. Kevin Harvick added, "Hate that for Suarez. We've seen this so many times, where you just touch that right front with these cars, coming up the racetrack to the outside car, it'll spin them right around, and Daniel Suarez. I mean, what a terrible feeling. This second incident ended Legge's day after completing 210 of the scheduled 312 laps. The DNF resulted in a 30th place finish in the 37-car field. Following the race, Legge provided an assessment of her Cup Series debut. Speaking to reporters after exiting the infield care center, she described the experience as a baptism of fire, but maintained a positive outlook despite the challenges. It was a really rough start. We made some changes to the car overnight, and they were awful. I was hanging on like the first stint. I was so loose, I was just hanging on to it. We kept making adjustments. We kept making the car way more stable for me. At the end there, I think we were relatively quick compared to the field, so it wasn't bad. I wish we hadn't made the changes. We were trying to find some pace, and we found it throughout the race. It was a rough start.
Bad. I wish we hadn't made the changes, but, we're trying to find some pace, and we found it throughout the race. It was a rough start. That was just baptism of fire.
Despite the difficult day, Legge emphasized the constructive aspects of her debut. I think there's a lot of positives to take from it. Obviously, there were mistakes made, but I learned so much, and hopefully, I get to come back and do it again.
I think there's a lot of positives to take from it. Obviously, there were mistakes made, but I learned so much, and hopefully, I get to come back and do it.
This measured response demonstrated Legge's professional perspective. Rather than focusing solely on the disappointments, she highlighted the progress made during the race and the valuable experience gained through her Cup Series debut. Entering the weekend, Legge had approached her Cup Series opportunity with realistic expectations. She recognized the significant challenges ahead, given both her limited NASCAR experience and the equipment limitations of the part-time Live Fast Motorsports team. I just want to have a solid race, finish all the laps, show the other drivers the respect that they deserve, and just learn as much as possible in the hope that I do a good, competent job, Legge told Fox Sports before the race. I don't think I'm out there to take any risks today. I just want to finish and get the experience so that I get the opportunity to do more. Legge's pre-race comments also reflected her understanding of the team's competitive position. She said, "I don't think that we have any expectations that we're going to go out and be competitive. I think if we finish anything but last, that would be a win for us, honestly, because I don't have the experience that any of these guys have. I don't have the car at the moment that's capable of going and running up in front, so hopefully we can develop me and the car and everything else at the same time, and we can get there." These measured expectations provided important context for evaluating Legge's performance. While the 30th place finish fell short of completing all the laps as hoped, it did exceed her stated goal of not finishing last. The social media response to Legge's early race spin was swift and polarizing. Many commentators immediately drew comparisons to Danica Patrick, the most prominent female driver in recent NASCAR history. Critics were particularly harsh, with comments focusing on the early mistake and questioning Legge's readiness for Cup Series competition. "Katherine Legge is way worse than Danica," posted one user. Another commented, "Katherine Legge just set women's rights back like 70,000 years with that one." Some questioned NASCAR's decision to approve Legge for Cup Series competition, with one user writing, "We didn't let Mike Wallace drive a car at Daytona, yet we let Katherine Legge get in a Cup race." However, supportive voices also emerged in the online conversation. One supporter posted, "Man, NASCAR fans really just are anti-women. Katherine Legge has done literally no wrong and already has haters who allow her the privilege of living in their heads rent-free." The social media criticism overlooked Legge's substantial credentials in motorsports. Her NASCAR Cup Series debut represented just one chapter in a long and accomplished racing career spanning multiple disciplines. In 2005, Legge made history by becoming the first woman to win a major open-wheel race in North America when she scored a victory in her first start in the Atlantic Championship Series. Her open-wheel career also includes competition in IndyCar, where she made 7 starts in the 2024 season and has 4 career appearances in the prestigious Indianapolis 500. Notably, in 2023, Legge set the record for the fastest qualifying time ever recorded by a woman at the Indianapolis 500. demonstrating her high-level performance capabilities in arguably the most famous American open-wheel race. Beyond open-wheel racing, Legge has competed successfully in sports car racing in the IMSA Sports Car Series and had previous NASCAR experience with a handful of starts in the NASCAR Xfinity Series over the past few years, before making her Cup Series debut. This diverse and accomplished racing background provided important context for evaluating Legge's NASCAR Cup Series appearance, representing her as an experienced motorsports professional exploring a new racing discipline rather than a novice driver. Legge's debut carries particular significance within the broader history of women in NASCAR's top series. With her start at Phoenix, she became only the 17th woman ever to compete in a Cup Series race throughout NASCAR's 76-year history. The first woman to compete in NASCAR was Sarah Christian in 1949, during the very first year of the organization's existence. Nearly 3 decades later, in 1977, Janet Guthrie achieved another milestone by becoming the first woman to lead a Cup Series race.